Hello everyone, Dave here with some thoughts on another knife for you guys. Now we're going to take a look at an Emerson Mini A-100. As usual, specs will be in the description, and like with all Emerson, standard stuff, G10 scales, 154 cm blade, titanium liner locks. Okay, so we got that out of the way. The Mini A-100, it's a tiny knife. It is what I would classify as a great little pocket knife. As the name states, it's a mini version of Emerson's A100 design. It features the, as usual with all, thumb stud, thumb disc openings. So here we go. We'll take a look at it. It is a modified drop point with a little bit of a swedge on top. Okay, not a very big blade, coming in at a little under 3 inches or around 3 inches. Overall length is about 6, maybe 7 inches, I forget off the top of my head. It's great for pocket-sized carry. As you can see, it's a very boxy design. We'll talk a little bit about that later. But it is a very simple, straightforward, elegant design. Just taking a look at it, as far as pocket knives go, let's talk about that a little bit. It is a small knife. As you can see there, it's got a great utility type blade, can be employed in a number of different tasks. As usual with all Emersons, this one features a double beveled, but again, chisel grind. It's not sharpened on this side, it is sharpened there. You can sort of see the edge, sharpened edge, there we go, right? Not on this side, just a conventional V grind as they call it. So, okay, as you can see, stonewash finish. There we go. It's a great little pocket knife. It is not very aggressive looking. It is not, won't take up too much space. You could pocket clip it, but it's so small. I mean, it's one of those like Swiss Army knife or such type. You could just drop it in your pocket and it's there. Had this one for maybe a month or so now and used it well enough, and it's just performed great, as I would expect from all Emersons. I mean, it's just overbuilt for the size and type of tasks you would employ it for pocket knife utility. Sort of speaking a little bit about the stonewash finish, it's just great. I mean, it's kind of hard to see with the reflections, but with only a couple of marring and scratches on the finish from the type of tasks I've employed it with, and that's pretty impressive in my opinion. It doesn't show a lot of wear like some of the other knives that I've had, even though it still keeps this nice polished finish. The scratching, it just sort of blends in with the knife. Sorry, it's a little hard to see there, but they're there. So, talking a little bit about the knife itself. Features your typical Emerson design, your regular Phillips head screw there, the typical, I'm getting confused now, but basically your standard screws there. Nothing really special about it. Those titanium liner locks. It's starting to wear in a little bit better. It's locking up still pretty early, but those of you familiar with Emersons, as you use them, that's going to slowly recede in and lock up later and later. But right now it's at a good position. It still locks up very tight. It's not too hard to disengage. The action on it, I've kept it pretty stiff. You can, of course, loosen it up, but it's not, I haven't gotten to the point where it's loose enough to flick it out. You actually have to have some movement to it. So, for the type of use and carry that it's employed in, I think that's perfectly fine. Like I keep going back to, I think it's a great pocket knife, and we'll compare it in a sec, but one of the things that's great about this one is the blade thickness. It is the same blade thickness as .125 that he has on the larger version, so even though it's a smaller knife, overall length, the blade stockiness and thickness is the same as in the full-size knives, and that's just really great. It gives you such amount of durability, stability. Just look at that. I mean, it's just massive for such a small knife. You could compare it to, well, let's start that. Let's take a look. One of the other ones that's a great pocket knife, Sog Twitch 2. Check out my video, check out some of them by Cajun Blaze, Blunt Truth for You. This is a great pocket knife, right? Taken to a bigger extreme, for obviously different uses. You've got your full flat grind versus your 3/4 grind here, so a little bit different overall, but just to give you an idea, look at the beefiness. This is, of course, is going to change the way it cuts, but by the same token, the tasks you can employ it to are going to be, obviously you have a lot more options and more choices with such a beefier knife. Obviously different type of locking, but overall size, the Twitch 2 is a very small knife. But when you see here, not very much bigger on the Emerson, okay? Thickness-wise, yes. The Emerson handles, it's almost the same thickness as a full-size Emerson. Actually, they are. It's the same thickness as a CQC8, a CQC15, whatever have you. It's going to be roughly the same, okay? So it is a thicker knife overall, a little bit longer there, but that blade thickness is just really nice. One of the other ones, a hard use pocket type knife. You guys might have checked out the recent video, the Strider PT, where I also compared it there. Again, the Striders, you're going to get that really nice thick blade, roughly the same size knife. The PT is going to be a little bit smaller, but here you have really durable, solid little pocket knives. So if you're in the market for something that you can just put in your pocket, it's going to be there. You're not going to have to worry about pulling out too aggressive looking a blade or things like that, you know, typical daily tasks, whatever have you. It's one of the knives that you should definitely consider. I think it looks great in the new stonewash finish, and for the type of daily tasks that you would use it for, that finish is just going to perform excellently. It's not going to take any type of abuse you apply to it that causes scratching or denting or whatever have you. It just sort of blends in, and I'm really impressed with that. It still looks like a brand new blade after use, so you know, really good stuff there. Let's see. Overall, I mean, the grip, as you can see, even with the G10, that's the same as on all Emerson knives. It provides you a good amount of grip, decent, very well textured, but the ergonomics on this are a little bit different. In fact, they're almost absent, if you will. It's wide enough that you get a decent grip on it. There is no finger indentation, there's no finger choil, there is jimping, you know, for the thumb area, as well as basically here and there. So depending upon your grip, however you want to employ it, you will have, or in this, you know, for the pinky and fourth finger, ring finger, you do have some there. It does employ, you know, it gives you enough. It's not a very wide knife, it's very narrow, but overall there's no jimping on the blade, so for that type of action, you know, you have to worry a bit, but not too big a deal, okay? It shouldn't be a concern, and really it shouldn't for the type of tasks, regardless. The ergonomics, like I said, are almost absent for it in the sense that it's really just a rectangular slab of G10. It still feels very nice and comfortable in the hand, however it doesn't meld into the hand like some of the other Emersons that I've spoken about. So that is something to bear in mind, but it is a very simple, great design. Mr. Emerson has spoken at length about the A-100, so you guys can take a look out there. It's one of his choice knives, one of the ones that he has employed over and over again, and you know, he wanted to create a smaller version, hence the A-100. It's a great knife. I mean, ergonomics out of the way, you know, it's just simple and good in its design. Yeah, it's just really a pleasure to use something like this. It's actually, you know, almost very stiletto-like in its design, if you will call it that. Very simple, elegant, good stuff. Let's see. Like I said, just going back to the blade thickness, for such a small knife, it's great to have such a beefy blade available to you, you know, in such a small little package. I think it's great. So, again, if you're looking for a great little pocket knife, durable, solid, something you could depend upon, and you know, won't attract too much attention, but something that you can count on, Mini A-100. Definitely take a look into it. Yeah, good stuff. I liked it. Still like it. It's definitely a choice for everyday carry. You know, definitely consider it. Any specific questions, comments, stuff I might not have covered, please post it in the comments. I'll get to it when I can. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.